Hello, this is Steve Childs, The Way of Fairness, and I'm waking up in torment, um, concern, and I remember they were telling me that um, Bernard Kestrup is I'm the only one that's disagreeing with him, so I'm like in his way of him taking over with his consciousness is fundamental thinking. Um, I'm atheist, so I think physicality without mind is fundamental, and consciousness happened after it evolved through biological process. So I don't think consciousness is fundamental at all. I think if all the sentient beings, all the beings in the universe were to perish for some reason, so there's no one here with a mind anymore, there would be no consciousness. It's not fundamental. It's dependent upon the foundation of physicality to exist. I'm not alone in this. This is atheism. I just watched part of a clip on Sam Harris in a debate with Rupert Spira. I think his it's Spira. I think it's Rupert. He's speaking along the terms of non-duality, and he brings up the idea of being one with the Father as an example of non-dual. And so he's saying that he won by being God Almighty. I'm one with the Lord. Me and the Lord are one. I rule. And I don't agree with him. He doesn't rule. There's no Lord over us. There's no mind anywhere that's over us. We have a mind, but it doesn't rule us. If I was a narcissist, I would want my mind to rule your mind. You see what I'm saying? This is what this is about. It's about narcissism. It's about a tyrannical God power that the God is not there, but the people that use the God idea to control other people, they're very real. This is my opinion. Each to their own opinion. Now, maybe there's a God that intentionally created everything and has all power over me. Well, how can I be in opposition to it if it's one with me? So it just doesn't make sense. How come it would create Satan to be fighting against it? It's just absurd to me. It just makes no sense. There are, in my experience, there are telepathic beings here. And they have access to our mind. And they can tell me that they think I'm the one because I won. Because like I'm saying this, talking in this video, so now they'll choose me. And they'll say, I'm the one. I must be the Christ. I'm the Lord. And then a minute later, they'll start degrading me for some mistake I made today. And they'll say, it's Roger. So now it's Roger's the one. You failed, Steve. It's Roger. And then they're just trying to keep us in this game that there's somebody that's going to be the chosen one. And I have friends that we work together with the thoughts of the way of fairness. We all count the same. Stop doing others wrong. But then the topic of God comes up, and things happen in their day. And so in my experience, they've taken sides with the Lord, with Christ. That's some other person, some actual person. And so when they do that, then they're empowered over me, because this other power, this power of the Lord, has many people in it. And there's only one of me, so they're all against me, and I keep losing. So it's like, it feels like I'm in a place where there's no opposition and nobody's trying to defeat me. And then the same pattern will happen again, where those with the Lord gather together and they don't want me around. They want to hurt me. They can confuse me. They can hurt my head with their mind. They can make me think I got poisoned and that I'm going to die. Or they want me to think that. They're not human. They're non-human intelligences. And they can take on a form of something evil, like as I'm describing now, that they're trying to defeat me by making me afraid that I'm going to die or something. So the positive of that is we get past all of our fear. And we don't care if we live or die. A lot of us are just a hair's width away from trying to figure out whether we should commit suicide or not. And we're not afraid of death. You see what I'm saying? We don't want to be here because they're making it so miserable for us. These other non-human intelligences that have narcissistic people under their thumb because they're easy to trick. So these non-human intelligences will cheer them on. You're going to win, just get control of Roger, and then you guys will be in power. And then they lie. Haven't you ever been lied to before? They will tell the people that you're going to be the one. So they got everybody under their thumb with lies. And then they'll arrange that let's play. So there's sexual play that starts to develop. And they'll tell me in my mind, the girl that wants to play, like she wants to make love with me, as if I'm being told by her mind. It's not. She doesn't even know about it. You see what I'm saying? It's these non-human intelligences that have access to my mind and her mind and your mind, and they will tell me that she wants me. And then they'll tell me that she's saying, she wants to know if I want her. I have to want her. I have to want something. The whole purpose of this is so that we're doing their bidding in any way, shape, or form. If they can get us to do what they want, then they keep us under control. And they keep us under control with the idea of God Almighty, the Lord Almighty, that we all have to surrender to. You know what it is? It's them. It's the non-human intelligences that are behind the mask of the Lord. So this is why I'm very hopeful that atheism will become a very good thing on the planet for people to free people from being dominated by these others. Now, on the other hand, atheists can be experiencing some fear within their mind that's coming from these other non-human intelligences, and it's in the form of the devil or of Judas or some enemy to God that they have to surrender to, and it's got them duped into thinking this is the path to stay free from the God people. So they're like Satanists, and then there are Satanists that are duped into thinking by being Satanists will get free of the God people, but they're under the thumb of someone of their mind. So the whole key here is to get ourselves free from other minds so that you are individually at complete power over your own mind and no one else. So you're not surrendered to any other mind or your own. It's like we're the only thing we need to surrender to, I hope you understand this, is the law of fairness. We all count the same. We're all created equal. That's what they're talking about. And we strive to increase our altruism, like we care about everybody, we love everyone, we don't want anyone done wrong. We all have the right to not be done wrong. Now, we don't care if there's a God or not. Maybe there is. But if there's all the gods that are fair are already with this idea. See what I'm saying? They're just waiting for humans to all understand this so that it's the path we've been inspired to get on from the good powers in the universe. Is we have in the USA, we the people created the government. So they gave us this means to keep the government from becoming tyrannical, and we're given liberty and justice. That's the ideal. And justice is fairness. And liberty is the gift of not being dominated by some other mind. We're at liberty. We're not at the will of someone else. So we're ruled by law. The laws that were created archaically by an elite group of religiously controlling people in various degrees of altruism or greed. So it's so complex. The judiciary, it's all this legalese, they call it. It's offensive to me to even be around it. I feel bad for the attorneys that are spending so much energy in understanding this monstrous system of law. And I'm going to argue again, but we're using the 1 minute method, remember? So like if we have a disagreement, do not interrupt the other guy. He's got his 1 minute. And then when he's done, then it's someone else's turn to argue for 1 minute with no one interrupting you. Imagine how much this would benefit the political system. My lights went out. And all of these antiquated, elitist, power people derived law from the kings or whatever. The 10 Commandments, thou shalt not do others wrong. That's how simple this should be, instead of the 10 Commandments. So, the law of fairness is the only law we need. You can't do someone else wrong. We don't need to write it down what the law is. Somebody complained, they'll tell you what he did or her. And then just regular people can say, well, why are you doing this stuff that's not fair to people? And we're going to stop this. We're going to help everybody. See, if we're altruistic, we're not competitive. We're cooperative. We're in this capitalistic, competitive democracy. It's a republic. So we're ruled by elitists, the representatives. And with our computer technology, we can change that so that we're actually a democracy. So that we hire people to understand technical issues that we trust, like a representative, and the rulers are all of us equally. So we can all be educated very easily with the internet. But religious dogma is in the way. Tyrannical religion is in the way of this. And also, people that like idealism, where they think there's consciousness that's fundamental. So who's the ruler of the mind? That we're in this battle of the mind. I think it's very helpful to have the mind second to an all-powerful, mindless nature, that we can get killed by earthquakes or an asteroid or a supernova that is no mind behind it. There's no God to blame for this. But it has all power over us. So there is the idea of the all-powerful. And the mind is an aspect of that all-powerful physicality. It emerged from it. And with non-locality and quantum entanglement, it suggests that our mind, every single one of us, are instantly connected to everything else because of non-locality. Wow, that's amazing. So this explains people having cosmic consciousness experiences and how we maybe we're connected to advanced, extremely advanced extraterrestrials that know how to use this knowledge, and they've created technology perhaps that they have access totally to total access to what we are, because they're like everything. They're so advanced, they're the universe. I'll just leave it there without trying to explain that at all. So these lower ones that are trying to keep us under control, they're ignorant. They don't need to keep us under control, because we have the World Fairness Agreement that we don't care what they did to us in the past. Just stop doing us wrong. Stop trying to control us. Stop playing this game that there's some chosen one, that it never arrives, because it's always someone else. They keep us in this trap. It's so dumb. When you start seeing it, it just makes you cringe. It makes you sick to think about what's going on with humans. They'll have us in another war. By the time you hear this video, if you ever hear it, because maybe we have World War III because of what's going on between Muslims and Jews in the Mideast. And both of them claim that this all-powerful God, yuck, is telling them to kill each other. So behind it are these non-human intelligences that are telling us, let's play sexually again. And everybody gets turned on. It's really weird. It's real. I think they are part of what is turning us on. I've had dreams about like a sex demon that turns people on. See what I'm saying? So they are part of what we are. So they control us with sex desire, with desire for power, with desire to not be disrespected, with desire to have control, to be a powerful person. And this is how they're controlling us. They're making fools of us. Wake up.